But it was such a dramatic change, first half, second half. What happened there? Why do you think it changed so dramatically?
Well, Jerry, I just asked the team, can we please try to turn the ball over 5 times or less in the second half? Just please. Because we look like we don't practice. And we actually practice. So fortunately, they took better care of the ball. They still didn't listen because we turned it over 6 times. But fortunately, we rebounded the basketball as well as we rebounded it all year. We went to the big lineup. We wanted to sacrifice some of our so-called three-point shooting for more rebounds, and especially if we miss. And it seemed to pay dividends for us. Dante Hall, Galen, Riley Norris, even Tevin Mack, they were all huge for us on the glass.
You mentioned that, going big with Galen and Dante to start the game. You had Riley out there, obviously.
Really big.
You replaced that second half with Matt. Just from that wing position, how important was that?
Huge for us, and I don't think it was something they were expecting. Because obviously, when you win by as many points as we did at home, probably the expectation is the small lineup. But we just hadn't played well for a long duration with the small lineup. And if we're going to score, 65 or 68 points, let's just do it going big and try to become a better defensive team. And so we just kind of hit the reset button a little bit and just went back to some things that's worked for us in the past. Got back in the lineup in the second half. Herb was struggling, and he made some big plays for us. And when you got Mack out, if you got Mack at the 2-guard spot, a guy that's 6'7" and a half, 230 pounds, and Riley, along with the big guys, that's a pretty formidable team against anybody.
What do you, earlier in the week, Ashton Higgins said, we asked him, do you want Ole Miss or Bama on Friday night? He said Bama. How do you take that? How do you want your guys to take it?
Well, I don't get a verbal sparring match with players. I'm too old for that now. I'm turning 54 March 25th. But Higgins is a terrific player, co-SEC Defensive Player of the Year, causes havoc. He was another guy that reclassified. I just think he's had an incredible year. He's a terrific leader. He seems to respond well to tough coaching. So those are the kind of guys I like. So I'm glad that he wanted the players.
Avery, who have you seen from Kentucky? What have you seen of them since your matchup grown the most? I mean, which guys have really helped them take a step forward?
Well, it's P.J. Washington. P.J. Washington is a man. And he decided to come back to school. They had a chance to stay in the NBA draft, and I think he's improved his style. So I kind of know what they're looking for up there. And he's just become a man, and especially with the way he shot the ball. I think there was a game this year, made 4 or 5 threes from different spots. We know he can make sometimes the ones in the corner. He was making the ones from the pick and pop at the top of the key. So just a kid that's worked on his body, worked on his game. All of their players are good, but he's a problem.
I think he had 5 against that other team from Alabama.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
How do you see the difference with the aggressiveness that you guys showed in attacking the basket in the second half versus what they were doing, which is mostly settling for jump shots? I mean, you guys had a pretty wide disparity and free throws in the second half.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. Just didn't want to go 4 for 9 tonight from the line. Right. If we were gonna not make a ball, let's try to see if we can have more attempts. And the way to do that is to get the ball inside, either with the pass into the post, with penetration. And we were fortunate to find that balance.
What do you think it'll do for your NCAA chances to beat Kentucky twice?
Jerry, that's not my decision. We just think we control our own destiny. We just got to keep playing good basketball. Whatever team people say about quadrant 1 wins, I think we have quite a few of them. I think we got a pretty good resume and arguably the toughest conference in basketball. I've coached against all of these coaches. We've played against all the teams in our conference. I've watched games in other conferences. The SEC is tough. It's tough. And at Alabama, we're not necessarily celebrating another 8-10 conference record. But at the same time, the teams that are in our conference, some of those teams are, ranked pretty high in the top 25. Some are vying for #1 seeds. And, others are going to make the tournament. So we still think our best basketball is ahead of us, and we got another tough opponent, which is basically a home court game for them tomorrow night.
What does it say about the resiliency of your team to be down so much at halftime and come out? And they looked like a different team.
Pride, determination, There's really no magic formula, guys. Just listen to what we're talking about and teaching, respond to teaching, make good decisions with the basketball. We can get our defense set. When we get our defense set, we can get stops and rebound and run. And it's really no magic formula. Yeah, we changed the lineup, but we rebounded the basketball. You got to rebound. So I know there's no magic portion. It's just taking care of the ball, rebounding the ball, having the right attitude, playing through adversity. And I saw a lot of that too.
We mentioned. How do you see Tyra kind of grow up, especially in that second half? It seems like he's maybe forcing a little bit early and being. It seemed that second half he obviously stepped up.
I think the way he's grown up is when I'm disappointed in the play that he makes on the floor, he doesn't drop his head as much. I think he just loves to be coached. He really wants to be good, and he makes what we call good-hearted mistakes. He doesn't make selfish mistakes. He's a team player.
Avery, having coached one of them now, do you have a different level of appreciation, understanding of coaching one and dones, coaching teams got freshmen, year after year after year, what John Calipari's doing?
Oh yeah, I got a serious crash course on it last year. You know, with us being the 4th youngest team in the country and dealing with all the highs and lows and dealing with sometimes kids that are 18 going on 16, you know, and just got to grow them into maturity and manhood, and it's a lot, you know. This is like a big time job, and it's more than a 9-to-5 job when you're a college athlete. It's a lot. I'm sure we only have a certain amount of hours with them all week, but they've got a lot of responsibilities, and some guys embrace that, and so it's tough. But fortunately, I had a guy that was one and done, and he's playing awfully good basketball now. And but we thought the key to our season this year was going to be guys like a Galen Smith, who was huge for us tonight. Dejon Ingram, who made 2 free throws for us at the end of the games when his minutes wasn't as high as it normally is. John Petty with an offensive rebound dunk. So and then our veteran guys, Raleigh Norris and guys like Chevin.
Okay. We mentioned Kentucky's motivation, but I mean, your team seems really relaxed down there in the locker room, and they also seem just as motivated, and they know they've been there. Right?
We've left locker rooms really disappointed quite often this year. So they're trying to change the narrative of this season, and we live for another day. And we played against an outstanding opponent. We have a lot of respect for them. But we'll see what happens.